So tomorrow is Mother's Day, and we are all looking forward to spending time with our children. And most of us are, and I hope you are getting to. Whether you're a stranger with your children or not, your children are your blessings. They go out of their way to bless you, but they are the true blessings. And I never forget that. I never forget that because my children are amazing. They are the love of my life. They are what gets me up out of bed in the morning. Them and Jesus, right? And my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. Yes, I have great-grandchildren. My son married a woman who has blessed me with great-grandchildren. Even though I'm not old enough, I love them dearly, and I'm proud great-grandma. And as well as a proud grandma, and as well as a proud mama. And I never forget just how they bless me. And they do. They bless me so much. There was times in my life where I didn't want to go on, but the thing that kept me going was Jesus and my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. Hallelujah. I never forget what is important. And those, my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren and my children are like the best blessings in the world. God gave us children as a gift. And we should always look at them as a gift from God. And even if you haven't had children from your womb, and you adopted, which is a blessing in itself, or you are taking someone else's children under your wing some way or somehow, and you're loving them like a mom. Maybe they're a second mom or an aunt, or, just taking them under your wing, loving on a child. Those are such blessings. Those are such blessings. Because I know a lot of people were not able to have children, but that doesn't mean that you can't love somebody else's child. That doesn't mean you can't love a child and be there for them, because children are a blessing from God. And I've had the most wonderful day. I spent probably 8 hours with a woman I had never met before. And I gave her a ride to her son's graduation, which was quite a ways away. And I had the honor to talk with her. And she told me her testimony, which was a really hard testimony. I'm not going to tell you what her testimony is. I'm not going to share that. It's not mine to share. However, out of every hardship that she had, she pulled out something good out of each one of them. She didn't complain about what she went through. Instead, she saw joy, some kind of joy come out of every situation. She saw some kind of good come out of every situation. And she didn't just tell me about the hardships. She told me about all the good things that come out of it. And she had the most positive outlook. And she was such a proud mama. She was such a proud mama. And she has more than one child. And she loves each and every one of them dearly. And she can't say enough about them. She was going through her pictures, and she was showing me pictures of all of her children, showing me when they made things for Jesus, and when they talked about Jesus. She played some videos with them talking about Jesus, reciting Bible stuff. And she was just the most proud mama. She says, they are my gifts. They were my gifts from God. And she just had this most outstanding outlook, a breath of fresh air. And I was so honored to spend the day with her. Her positive outlook was just refreshing, because you just don't get that with a lot of people. And I was blessed by being in her presence. And that, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just awesome. And the one thing she did not do was she did not complain one time about her kids. Not one time about the things they put her through. Not one time did she ever say one bad thing about her children. She uplifted them as she was speaking to me about her children. was amazing. I hear so many people talk about their children. Oh, my child is doing this, and my child is doing that, and they're frustrating me, and that. But they don't really talk about the good things that your children bring to their lives. But not this woman. She was so beautifully blessed by her children, just as I am. I'm so beautifully blessed by my children. And I think we get, mothers, we get to be honored by our children. But the truth is, the honor is being their mother. The honor is having them in our lives. And we should never forget that, because it is the most amazing, amazing thing. And yes, you might get presents, like I got this beautiful bouquet of ribbon roses from my daughter. And it blessed me. But the thing that blessed me the most is my daughter. My kids don't have to give me anything. They are my blessings. And I don't forget that. So when you're going through tomorrow, when tomorrow you're having the Mother's Day celebration, don't forget the blessings in your life. Whether your children come from your womb, or you adopted them, or you take them under your wing, and whether they be your child, or the neighbor's child, or a friend's child, or your relative's child, and this child that you have taken to love as your own, even though they're not, that is a gift from God. I've had many children who didn't always belong to me, but they were my beautiful children. They were my blessing. I got to take them under my wing, and they were my blessing. Hallelujah. And I don't forget that. I wanted a much larger family than I had 3 children. I lost one. So I had 4 children, but I lost one. And so I don't take my children for granted, ever. And I always wanted a really large family, but it wasn't what God had planned for me. Not from the womb, anyway. I always had children. I always took children under my wing. I had some latchkey children that come to my house and spent time with us, and I took care of them like they were my own. And I had nieces and nephews who I took care of like they were my own, and I loved them dearly like they were my own. So that was God making up for me not having a larger family, because I have so much love to give. And then now that my children are older and they have children of their own, I have such a large family. My tribe is huge. My tribe is huge. I have, let's see, I have 3 children, and then I have 9 great-grandchildren, and I have 10 now, great-grandchildren. So, amazing. I have this big, beautiful tribe. And no, I'm not old enough to have biological great-grandchildren, but I have great-grandchildren, and they're amazing. And I have grandchildren, and they're amazing. And I have children, and they're amazing, and they are my blessings. My blessings. I have a daughter-in-law, and I have a son-in-law, and they are also my blessings. And I would not trade any of them for the world. They bless me with everything. So when you're having Mother's Day tomorrow, no matter what happens, if you haven't talked to your children, reach out and talk to them. Send them a text, tell them you love them. Even if you're fighting, even if you're arguing, let them know that you love them and that they're a blessing to you. Because tomorrow is not just about you, but it's about the gift that God gave you, which is your children. Hallelujah. God gives us our families, our children, our lineage to bless us. And that's the biggest blessing that we can have on Mother's Day. God bless you, and happy Mother's Day.